Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez. This Saturday, guys, UFC 267. Sean Strickland basically turned this UFC Fight Night into something way bigger than a main event. Essentially, he photoshopped himself, or an image of himself as an ICE officer. There's some traditional Mexican imagery, and all of this is happening, guys, in Houston, Texas. Now, here's the problem. He may have just motivated the wrong opponent in Anthony Hernandez. But let's talk about it, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host, Shiraz. Jeez, guys. These storylines, they just keep getting more and more interesting. I don't even know where to begin with this one, guys. But before we get into this, guys, if you like the content, if you like real fight talk, no fluff, no fluff as in Fluffy Hernandez. There's no gimmicks here, guys. I mean, it's just straight real fight talk, guys. And if you guys are into that kind of stuff, no biasness, please smash a like and subscribe and hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. So yes, Anthony Hernandez and Sean Strickland, it's all happening, guys. UFC 267, and it's on Paramount Plus. And it's going to be live, guys, at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Now, Anthony Hernandez has a 15-2 MMA record, 9-2 in the UFC, and Sean Strickland's got a 29-7 MMA record with 16 wins and 7 losses, and that's all in the UFC. Now, guys, Sean Strickland, no joke. I mean, I said what I said. He photoshopped an image of himself on Instagram where he's posing as a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer, and Hernandez is dressed in Mexican attire, Mexican clothes. Wow. I mean, does Sean Strickland's ICE post, is it going to backfire on him? Because Hernandez is pissed, and he promises 25 minutes of endless torture that he's can't wait to inflict on his opponent, Sean Strickland, guys. So look, these are the storylines, guys. These are the stories. These are the headlines. I don't make these things up, but there's no camaraderie between these guys when it comes to Anthony Hernandez and Sean Strickland. Anthony Hernandez essentially called out Sean Strickland as a racist, and he really wants a piece of him. All right, so UFC 267, Houston, Texas, guys. Wow. I mean, I've never seen anyone photoshopping themselves in an image that could be so controversial to an entire race of people, into an entire country, but posing yourself as a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer, and then your opponent in the kind of clothes and attire that you're trying to go after. I don't know if Sean actually broke any laws. I don't know if that's kind of like fraud to be able to you're posing as a U.S. federal enforcement officers. I mean, there must be some kind of penalties to do that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's frowned upon. But that said, that image drew tons of attention. Naturally, it would. And Hernandez responded in an interview in the New York Post, essentially saying that he laughed it off when he first saw it, and he made clear he didn't respect it. Now, he acknowledged the deeper reality behind the imagery, saying that I don't like that my people are having to go through that, but that's life. Some people are dirtbags. It is what it is. And then he shifted his focus, not to outrage, but to violence. All right. And so look, Sean's one of those fighters who's always weaponized controversy. He's no stranger to controversy. He said a lot of terrible things against Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl performance. He talked a lot about Ronda Rousey coming back to take on Gina Carano, and how useless of a fight that is, and nobody wants to watch the women's division. And he said some very choice, not so savory words. So yeah, and these are just his latest antics and comments, and calling out Khamzat and like Shemaev, and calling out a few other people, and just his typical Sean Strickland stuff, what he does best, I guess, right? No, this isn't anything new. I mean, he likes to build attention through provocation. He thrives on like discomfort, and I mean he makes all of his fights very personal. But here's where it gets really interesting. Hernandez didn't bite emotionally. He actually reframed it. He said that he hopes Sean Strickland keeps that same online energy in the cage, because for 25 minutes, Hernandez vowed to torture him. And that word, torture, can speak volumes. It wasn't accidental, right? And look, this fight's happening in Houston, guys. It's probably one of the largest, Latino demographics, communities, in the United States. Hernandez says he's been flooded with support messages. And those are the kind of things that matter. Now, crowd energy can shift momentum. It's many times before that has happened, right? Emotion can fuel output. But what started out as an Instagram joke now kind of feels like a cultural storyline inside the Octagon. So expect a lot of boos, expect a lot of chaos, but these two guys are on a path to war. All right? So the question that a lot of people are asking is this really about Strickland versus Hernandez, or is it more about the shock value versus being disciplined, being focused and everything? Is it about the shock value? Is it about the online persona versus in cage consequences, perhaps maybe cultural edge versus that whole competitive execution that fighters like to exhibit on one another in the Octagon? Guys, I don't know. I really don't know. But when it comes to that having that cultural edge, when it comes to that online persona that I just alluded to, when it comes to that shock value, I think this fight actually has all of those elements. And Hernandez actually made something very clear. He's not rushing for a first round knockout. He wants to enjoy it. That's very maniacal, almost twisted for somebody to say that. He said hurting people is very therapeutic. Whew. If that's not anger, I don't know, guys. Honestly, you don't hear people talk like that. I mean, some people may say that's composure within, but there's some brutality there in his words, and he seems like he's a man possessed, hell-bent on revenge, and he wants Sean Strickland, not this Saturday, but now. That's what it seems like to me. And if that mindset shows up Saturday night, this could be very, very uncomfortable for Sean Strickland. All right? Believe me, it's not going to look good. Now, it's fascinating that we're here at this time, in this point in our lives, where cultural differences are being exemplified in a fight. I mean, this is going to be a high volume pressure fight, guys. There's going to be lots of jabs. Both of these guys are going to try to control their distance. They're going to be, the footwork, timing, everything is going to be very important, right? So to weaponize cardio for 25 minutes, man, that's some warfare. And then psychological warfare, to add on top of that is just fuel to the fire, guys, right? I mean, when it comes to Hernandez, he's gonna try to finish, with his instincts. He's gonna fight at a very aggressive pace, and he's very emotionally charged as well. So both of these guys are on a path to just utter chaos, right? Now, if Hernandez stays disciplined and he doesn't chase, this becomes a very, very different fight than what Strickland is expecting, right? If Strickland loses, the narrative is going to flip instantly, all right? It's not even an if. It's most likely that's probably what's going to happen. Strickland, the risk for him is that every time he fights, he brings up these kind of controversial antics, and I mean, I get selling a fight, I get marketing and hyping a fight, but some of the things that Sean Strickland talks about and does to kind of promote that fight is very fringe, awkward, uncomfortable, and almost demeaning to the other person. So if he has a publicist or PR specialist or anything like that, then that's not the right way to go about marketing. I mean, it looks like kind of like mismarketing, miscalculation, if you want to sum it all up. Because I mean, if he loses in Houston, man, that's going to be really bad for his brand. And this is why fight promotion matters, because sometimes the loudest voice online becomes the quietest one in the cage. And Saturday night isn't about ranking, guys. It's going to be about pure energy, pure chaos. I'll tell you something about Sean Strickland. This boy can fight. And he's got pure energy. And that energy, I'm telling you, can travel. Like him, don't like him, it's irrelevant. The man knows how to fight. And when he gets in the octagon, his job is to finish people in the quickest time possible. So if he gets his paws on Hernandez early enough and causes some damage, the tables might turn and it could actually be a long night for Hernandez. So Hernandez has to get in there quick. He wants to pace himself and everything like that, but he's got to lay the smackdown early enough to show Strickland that, be afraid. Be very afraid. Because if he doesn't instill that fear early enough, then as we start getting into the latter rounds, then it's pretty much anyone's fight. Anyways, that's just my take, guys. But look, if you want to talk like actual stats, and if you want to break this stuff down, right? I mean, this is a fight that has like real title kind of implications written all over it. So anything can happen with either of these guys depending on who comes out the victor, right? Both of these guys are ranked in the top 5 when it comes to fighting on the inside, all right? They both believe that, they're essentially one statement win, like a definitive win, one definitive win away from gold, from UFC gold, right? And I mean, look, if with Anthony Hernandez, I mean, this guy is right now about a minus 260 favorite across most major sports books. I mean, that's some serious strong respect, guys, from the betting market. I mean, ranked number 4 in the division with a 15-2 record. I mean, he's got 3 knockouts, 9 submissions. I mean, his average fight time is just over 10 minutes, guys. The numbers matters, right? So he can go the distance. He's good for about 3-4 rounds for sure, right? I mean, look, his stats back it up, guys. I mean, his striking accuracy is sitting at around 63%. His takedowns at around 49%. I mean, he's efficient. He doesn't waste time. He likes to get in there. He's very dangerous on his feet. He likes to control the inside. He also likes to control his distance as well, too. He's going to be throwing a lot of jabs. He's going to try to be feeling out his opponent early enough to be able to understand and gauge that distance. And then he's even more dangerous when the fight gets to the mat. So, that's Hernandez. But then let's talk about his opponent, who's going to be on the other side of the cage. We're talking about Sean Strickland, who's a plus 210 underdog. I mean, this guy's ranked number 3, man. 29-7 MMA record, 11 knockouts, 4 submissions. Here's the key difference, though. His average fight time is over 16 minutes. So this guy is all about his cardio. He flexes his cardio. He can go all the way. He could go 5 rounds, no problem. He doesn't rush chaos. He thrives in it. So if Hernandez wants to play it slow and, feel that, just kind of feel the flow, in the beginning, hey, Sean Strickland's all about that. He could do the same. He could play that same game. At some point, these guys are going to have to get in the middle of the ring and exchange. But Sean's a dangerous man on the mat. He's got a 64% takedown accuracy with 76% takedown defense. It's hard to bring this boy down to the mat. That's elite defensive wrestling, guys. I mean, his striking accuracy is lower than 43%, but you know where Sean gets the majority of his victories, right? Because he's all about, he likes to fight behind, the pressure, volume, and control. He's not flash, but defensively, man, he's a force to be reckoned with 61% significant striking defense. Like, seriously, guys, that's higher than Hernandez. And Hernandez striking defense sits at around 50%. So, I mean, there's definitely some gaps there. I mean, something to watch about. I mean, Hernandez is, sitting at a minus 250 and minus 265, depending on where you're looking, which, I mean, BetMGM has him closer to minus 250, which is a slightly better value. So I'm just telling you what the odds are telling us, guys, right? I mean, whether you want to play bets or not, I mean, that's completely up to you. But, I mean, Strickland's a plus 200 to plus 215. That sweet spot's the plus 210 that I was talking about. So, I mean, the market clearly favors Hernandez. And Hernandez's momentum and his finishing ability, right? But here's where the narrative kind of splits. There's a classic, explosive finisher versus a seasoned grinder. Okay, like this is the kind of matchup that you want to see because Hernandez is going to look to create damage early. He's going to try to execute some of his combinations. He's got some very clean striking, and his submission threats. I mean, that's next level. I mean, he's going to try to. I mean, expect chaos early. That's what I'm going to say. Expect chaos early. Now, Strickland, he loves the time. He wants to slow this fight down to his pace. He wants to control the pace. He wants to control the clinch. I mean, the test is that 68% takedown defense from Hernandez, right? If he can drag Fluffy Hernandez into deep waters, this is where championship experience matters. And this is where Strickland comes alive. That a lot of people are not talking about that, right? Strickland's defensive metrics are next level. 76% takedown defense, 61% strike defense. Guys, higher than Hernandez's. And historically, guys, fighters with Strickland's size advantages, defensive structure, and that having that 5-round championship round experience always performs better against aggressive finishers, guys like Hernandez, especially in longer fights. So this is all important, guys, because Hernandez's submission threat is real. 9 career submissions. I mean, he capitalizes on his opponent's weaknesses early. He catches it. And he's got a very sharp memory. So if he sees something, he exposes something, he's going to keep going at it. And he's going to, whatever he finds, he's going to make that bigger to his advantage. So if Hernandez lands clean early enough, avoids getting stalled out, and able to control the pace of the fight, then he probably racks up a lot of damage, and we could very well finish inside 3 rounds, guys. I 100% believe in that. But if Strickland smothers his offense, like he's proven to do, and the stats show it, I mean, that takedown defense is crazy metrics, guys. And if he extends those exchanges and forces Hernandez into rounds 4 and 5, then it could be Sean Strickland's territory, guys. And the numbers start leaning towards a veteran decision, perhaps maybe even with some late momentum swing. So yeah, I mean, if Hernandez wins, guys, again, he'll likely cement himself as the next legitimate challenger, especially with wins over guys like Roman and Michael Pereira. I mean, already these are These are things that he's notched under his belt. It's already on his portfolio and his resume. I mean, if Strickland wins, this could be one of the biggest upsets in 2026. It completely revitalizes his path back to UFC gold and proves that experience, durability can outweigh some of the most aggressive fighters and finishes that we see. Right? And having that kind of format and structure, having those tools that Sean Strickland has, that just having that championship round experience can really pave his way to a victory in this one. Right? So anyways, guys, I mean, could be momentum versus mileage. I don't know. Explosiveness versus like efficiency. Finisher versus grinder. But yeah, I know the odds aren't for Hernandez to win, but man, having a veteran grinder there, like, that's dangerous, guys. I mean, this fight could very well lean towards Strickland. But anyways, guys, we're talking about guys who are fighting at 185 pounds. I mean, if this plays out the way the numbers suggest, don't blink early and don't count out the veteran late. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So that's my take on all this. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, it's one of those fights that's going to be absolutely interesting. I'm going to be completely glued to my seat. I can't wait for this one. I want to hear your thoughts again. I want to hear your comments. Please smash a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications. Ding, ding, so you guys never miss a beat. And I look forward to catching you guys in tomorrow's video, guys. And tomorrow's video, I mean, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy, guys. All right, guys. The pleasure was all mine. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll chat tomorrow.